Okay, number 5, we're given f of x is equal to 7x and g of x is equal to 4x squared plus 4, and we're going to find the following expressions. With these, it's best to rewrite this composition of function notation. So this is part A. A wants us to find f of g, or f composed with g of 4. Okay, so what does this notation mean? It means that we're going to take our f equation, we're going to plug in the g, and into g we're going to plug in 4. So this is what it means. You're going to find g of 4 and replace that with x in the f equation and then find that. So it's pretty much like a double plug-in. So first we're going to find g of 4. We're going to start out with g of 4. Okay, so g of 4. What this notation means, we're going to replace x with 4 in the g equation. The g expression was 4 times x squared, so it's going to be 4 squared and then plus 4. So all we did was replace the x with a 4. So this is 4 squared is 16 times 4 is 64 plus 4 is 68. So if you compute all this, we get that g of 4 equals 68. Okay, so now that we know what g of 4 is equal to, we're now going to replace that here. So now we're looking for f, instead of g of 4, now we're looking for f of 68. So now we're going to take 68 and plug it into the f equation. So f of 68 equals the f equation, which is 7 times x, or 7 times 68. And so we're just going to do 7 times 68, and that gives us 56. 7 times 42 plus 5, 47, 4, 76. Now, this can also be done in your calculator, which I will begin the process and then I will show you at the end once we have all of our answers. So I'm going to go to y equal, and I'm going to type y1 to be the first equation, which is 7x, and then I'm going to go to y2 and type the second equation, which is 4x squared, and then plus 4. And so we'll hold off there. We'll come back and we'll show you and verify all of these at the end. Okay, so part B. Part B, we're going to find g composed with f of 2. Okay, so what does that mean? It means we're going to take the g equation, we're going to plug in f, and into the f equation we're going to plug in 2. Okay, so first we're going to find f of 2, the inside. F of 2 is 7 times 2, which is 14. So now we're going to replace this g, instead of f of 2, we're going to replace it with 14. So we're looking for 4 times 14 squared plus 4. So again, each time we do this, we're just following the original given expressions and plugging in for x, whatever value we have. So once we find f of 2, we plug it in, and then we find g of 14. So 14 squared is 196. And then if we do times 4, so I'm doing a shortcut, so it'll be 800 minus 16. So what is that? 784 plus 4, so that'll give us 788, provided I can do some mental math. 788. So we'll hold off on that. We'll verify here in a minute. C, we want to do f composed with itself of 1. So that means we're going to take the f equation and then we're going to plug it into itself by plugging in 1 for x. So we're going to find f of 1 first. F of 1, we're going to take our 7 and plug in a 1 for x. So that gives us 7. So f of 1 equals 7. So we're going to place this with a 7. So now we're looking for f of 7, and that gives us 7 times 7, which is 49. And those numbers are quite small, so that one should be okay. And then the last one we have is g composed with itself of 0. So that means we're going to take the g equation, plug in g of 0. So first we're going to find the inside, g of 0. So that means 4 times 0 squared plus 4. 0 squared is 0 times 4 is 0 plus 4, so we just end up with 4. And then we end up finding g of 4. And g of 4, we found that at the very beginning on the first problem, and we got 68. Okay, so these are our answers. 476, 788, 49, and 68. And the method that I'm about to use is also shown in the textbook, but you can watch this video and see it again. So once you have your functions, notice that one is in Y1, this one is in Y2. We're going to go to the home screen by pushing second and quit. And then we want to go to functions, I do believe. So vars, right here below the down arrow key, and go over to yvars, arrow over. So once we get to yvars, we're now at function. Okay. So when I hit enter on function, we now have these y1s, y2s we can use. So this first problem we had our y1, okay, which I'm going to plug in. I'm going to hit enter on y1. And then into y2 we plug the 4. So I'm going to open parentheses. I'm going to go back to vars, yvars, function. I want y2. And then inside y2, we're going to plug in the first value, which was 4. So I'm going to plug a 4 in and then close parentheses twice. So this is the notation that we're using. We hit enter, and it's computing 476, the same that we did. Okay. So I'm going to do all of them just so you can verify one at a time. Okay, so that one verifies. Now, if we do option 2, this time we started with our y2 equation first. Okay, so I'm kind of following this method here. So this is y2 as far as what I plugged in. This is y1, and I'm just plugging it in like this, using my y2, y1 as my g and f. So pull my calculator back. We're going to go vars, yvars, function, and then I'm going to go 2 for y2, open parentheses, go back, vars, yvars, function, and I want option number 1. And then in parentheses, this time we started out plugging in a 2. Close twice. Okay, we get 7088. That's what we got here. So it checks out. And then number 3. So this time we're doing y1 with itself, plugging in a 1. So go to vars, yvars, function, number 1, open parentheses, go back again, vars, yvars, function, number 1 again, and then open parentheses, and this time we plugged in the number 1. Okay, and we get 49, which you can see there. And then the last one we did y2 with itself of 0. So going through this process one last time, we're going to go to vars, y bars, function, enter, and then we're going to go to, because we want the second equation, open parentheses, do it again, get the second equation, and then inside of there we're going to plug in a 0 and close twice, and we get 68. Okay, and that's what we got at the very bottom, 68. Okay, so it's not bad to do by hand, but you can also do it with a calculator. Several steps of button pushing, but once you've done it a few times, you'll have some muscle memory there.